Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the vertex point and, of course, the direction of the opening. Now, before we actually talk about how to find a vertex point, we need to know what it actually is. So when you're looking at a parabola, let's say this is your parabola. It could be going up, it could be going down. The vertex point is the point where your graph starts to get symmetrical. So for example, see right here, this point here, if I were to look at this graph without erasing it, there we go, get out my lightsaber here, you can see it's going down, 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 gets as low as it possibly can get, and then it starts getting increasing. So at a certain point, it decided, I'm not going to keep falling down, and decides to start getting up. The point where all of that changes is the vertex point. The line that cuts it in half is called the Axis of Symmetry. Now the vertex point, obviously it's a point, it's an x and a y. The x value of the vertex is the Axis of Symmetry. Okay, now if you'll notice, in this case, my parabola is going up, or you can say U for up, in which case it gets down to the lowest possible point and then starts going up. So this point also happens to be the lowest possible point, which is the minimum in this case. In this graph over here, where the direction is going down, so this one's going up, this one's going down. If you find our vertex where everything starts changing, you can see it's going up, 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 and then boom, right about here, it starts going down, 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 down. So that is our vertex point right there. And you can see it gets up to as high as it possibly can get. So this would also be called my maximum. Not Maximus from Gladiator, maximum. That point, where it becomes your max or your min, always ends up coming from the y value of your vertex point. So that y value is going to be either your maximum or your minimum, depending on the direction. If it's going up, it's going to be the minimum. If it's going down, it's going to be the maximum. So the question remains, how do we find this magical point? So let's take a look. So we're going to see how to find this out using an example. So for example, say you have the equation y is equal to 2x squared plus 16x plus 24. This is an equation we have used before. And I'm going to show you how to find a vertex point using two ways. So the first method involves having a first step of fully factoring. Okay, so y is equal to, I can factor this out. Let's say x plus 12, and I know this is going to be 2x plus 6 and x plus 2. Second step is find your x-intercepts. We already know from doing this before that my x-intercepts should be -6 and -2. Here is where the new starts. You're going to take the average of your x-intercept. So you're going to average your x-intercepts. So you're going to do your two x-intercepts together and divide by 2. So you're going to take that -6, you're going to add it to -2 and then divide by 2. So that's going to give me -8 over 2, which is -4. This happens to be the x value of my vertex, otherwise known as the axis of symmetry. To find the y value, you go to our final step here, which is subbing it into the equation. Okay, so you're going to have y is equal to 2. Instead of the x, it's going to be -4 squared plus 16 -4 plus 24. So if you calculate this out, you should get that y is equal to -8. Now, I'm not going to say whether that's the max or min yet. Let's do the second method first. So our vertex here is going to be at -4, -8. Our second method is going to look similar to the first one, but instead of having your first step as fully factoring, your first step is to use the axis of symmetry equation. Which is x is equal to minus b over 2a. What is b and a, you ask? I know nobody asked, but I like to talk to myself. Remember, standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So my b value in this case is the 16, my a value is the 2, and my c value is the 24. So minus b would be minus 16. 2a would be 2 times 2, so -16 over 4, which is -4. This gets you your x value, or your axis of symmetry, without having to do all the factoring and finding your x-intercepts and averaging them. Then, your second step is going to be the same as the other one. So your second step is to sub x equal to -4 into the equation. We already did that before, so I know that my y is going to be -8 still. So your vertex is going to be at -4, -8. Now, this method only works when the equation is given to you in standard form, because you can see your a and your b and your c value very, very easily. If they give it to you in factored form, then it will not work without you having to distribute and simplify, in which case the first method is quicker. So then how do I know whether this y is equal to -8 is my max or my min? Well, because my very first number, my a value, if a is positive, then I know I am opening up. And as you recall before, if it's opening up, I am dealing with a minimum. So this -8 is my minimum. If, on the other hand, A is negative, then it's going down, in which case we're dealing with a maximum. There is another method to finding vertex point, but that has to do with completing the square in a whole nother method called vertex form. We're not covering that before the quiz, but be on the lookout for that video for that method. I hope everybody has understood, using the proper grammar, sorry I teach math, these concepts, and have yourselves a wonderful day. And if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Good day.